In another twist in the murder of former Bafana and Orlando Pirates star Senzo Meyiwa, the family's lawyer says he's been asked to drop them. Advocate Malesela Teffo claims others have been trying to persuade him to stop assisting the Meyiwa family in their quest for justice. 5 men have been arrested in connection with the murder, but the family is still in the dark about what exactly led to the fatal shooting at his then-girlfriend's home in 2014. Let's speak now to Advocate Malesela Teffo to find out more on what exactly is going on here. Advocate, thank you so much for your time this evening. Let's start here. Who tried to persuade you to stop assisting the family and why?
Good afternoon, Bonge and the viewers of Full View. I was appointed by Sifiso, the brother of the deceased. It was in 2020, after October. So I've accepted the mandate, then I started to assist insofar as I can. So during my time of assisting, I started to do my job. Then there was serious hostility that erupted between myself and the police. And here, I'll be specific. I'm referring to the Minister of Police and the National Commissioner, General Kajasitole and the Minister Begitel. So they were the one that wanted me to terminate my mandate. And very unfortunate situation emanated from there to the extent that the police were ordered to arrest me for frivolous issues that you wouldn't believe that one can be arrested for them. So that was coercing me to terminate the mandate of being the watching brief.
So, Advocate, pardon me to come in there. I'm just seeking some clarity. You're saying that the police minister and the national commissioner wanted you to terminate your mandate. Talk to us about how this happened. Was it a conversation with them? Did you hear from someone? What exactly happened for you to be convinced that it was the two of them?
All right. Let me come straight to the point, Bongi. Myself, my background, I've been in the police for 19 years. And I resigned from the police in 2014. I started to practice as an advocate. So during the time when I was given this mandate, I did my own investigation, and I found that the problem here is that the national commissioner is the police minister, because they were interfering in the investigation of the matter, to the extent that whereby I found that there were 2 cases here. And one case was opened by the team of Lieutenant Colonel Buthelezi, which was opened on during January 2019. And the first case was case number 636 of October 2014. That case was also investigated by other group. That team, they were saying, is a team of National Commissioner. It's led by one Brigadier Geninda. So now, in these 2 cases, the case of Buthelezi is the 375 of January 2019. It was opened after the first one of 636. So there were 2 theories in these 2 cases, Bongi, whereby the first theory of the when I say first theory, is in reference to the case 636 of October 2014, the initial case, whereby it was alleged that when Senzo was shot, there were intruders. People entered the house. And then, still on that one, there is also other theory of, on the same case, there's a theory of people, 2 people entered the house. One had a firearm, one had a knife. And then there was also theory of Senzo was shot by mistake. Then case number 2, which was opened in 2019 by Lieutenant Colonel Buteleze and Warando Samakubo. Their theory was that no intruder on the 26th of October 2014, no one entered that house. There were 8 adults in the house, including the deceased. And I'm not counting the children. So 2 cases with a different theory, 2 set of detectives investigating that case, and then 1 set of detectives investigating case 636 of October 2014 is led by Brigadier Keninda. Is said to be the case of, the group of Sitole. And then the under 375 of January 2019, is led by Lieutenant Colonel Joyce Butelezi.
So if
to be the team of Begitele.
Advocate Teffo, pardon me, sorry. If I can come in here and find out from you very briefly, if you can tell us, you say you're making serious allegations here, and you say that there appears to be interference on the side of the commissioner as well as the police minister. You have also given us the 2 cases that you say are being led in, different sectors, almost like a parallel process is unfolding where the 2 of them are concerned. Talk to us about this interference you are alleging. What are you accusing the 2 of having done specifically when it comes to this interference that you're suspecting or you probably have proven?
Okay, Bongi. Yes, you say the allegation. This is true now. The truth has to be revealed. I think it will be for the very first time on Channel 404. Let me put it like this. As I'm saying that, once I became the watching brief in this matter, I contacted all the parties. Then only to find that I was, after my appointment, Sifiso informed the NPA. He wrote a letter to Shamila Patoi, and they also informed the SAPS. There was no problem. NPA, I was accepted. The deputy director of public prosecution, Advocate Dikok, responded to FISO, say, we welcome Advocate Teffo. We hope he's going to be assisting. But from the side of the SAPS, there was never any response. But anyway, it was not about we need their permission. So now, going forward, as I said, I was also mingling with the relevant teams. And I was so welcomed in the team that has got the theory of no intruder. For the purpose of this and for understanding, let me say I will call the team of Colonel Butelezi, which is the case number 375 of January 2019. And then this other team will be the team of Brigadier Keninda with 636. So now, after I realized that, because I've been in the police, I've got the background in the police, so I've been an investigator as well. Then after I made a meeting with Colonel Butelezi, he said no. Because the way this investigation is going is prejudicing the family. Because it cannot be that the way this investigation is so much compromised, the people who are not knowledgeable about the investigation, they are the ones who are directing the team how to investigate, what to do and what not to do. Begitele was never a police to extent that he can lead investigation. Sitole himself, he has been a uniform person. He has been the HR person. He never made the investigation. So all these 2, they don't know anything. So I find them to be the problems. And I told them, because they were previously my bosses, these 2 people, Bongi. I speak with General Sitole. I speak with Begitele. So I told them straight. I told the National Commissioner firstly. I said, Commissioner Sitole, I find it very, very much awkward and very unfortunate if this investigation, the way it's going, there is no way that there will be a breakthrough in this matter. So my suggestion to General Sitole was that why can't we go the route that your team of investigators withdraw? Then let the Buthelezi team take over, because Buthelezi and Warrant Officer Makubu are seasoned investigators.
Advocate Teffo, if you may allow me just to come in there, I really wish we had more time to unpack what you were saying here, but this case has been dragging on since 2014. The family, I mean, you look at his mother, you see the devastation every time she speaks, and she's really searching for answers. Talk to us about, because you've got all these, investigations that you say you've done. What exactly is behind the delay here? Why do we not know what happened in that house that night that led to the shooting and subsequent death of Senzo Meyiwa?
All right. Straight to the point, Bong, is that somewhere during May, June 2020, there was supposed to be arrest under case number 375 of January 2019, under the case of Buthelezi and Makubu. Why arrest, and how was it going to happen? The arrest was going to happen to the 7 people who were in the house when Senzo was shot. And then subsequently, the team of Sithole interfered or came in, I don't know the relevant way to use, but stopped the contemplated arrest of those 7 people. What do they say? They say, no, don't arrest those people. There are people. There are people who are supposed to be arrested. And those people are going to make a confession. So those people, those 7 people, are not people who are supposed to be arrested.
So are these the people that we are seeing being charged with the murder now that you're talking about?
Pardon?
Are these the people, the second group of people, are these the people that we are seeing right now in court for this murder?
The people that we say we're going to make a confession are the same, are the people, the 5 people that we see now in court.
So given what you're saying, given what you're saying, I don't think you are convinced that the people that are currently standing accused of the murder of Senzo Meyiwa are the ones. Am I hearing you correctly?
200%, Bongi. They are not. And for your information, there was a press conference on the 13th of December at the University of Pretoria. There is a video that is circulating on YouTube. I was there, and the Fiso was there, and Mapisa was there. Mapisa is the younger sister of one of the arrested people. For your information, after the 13th of December, let me say specifically on the 14th, I was, myself and my team, we were given instructions that these 5 people now, for your information and for the benefit of the viewers' information, they are now our clients. We have consulted with them.
So these are the people that are currently standing trial, they are now your clients? 5
of them now,
okay.
They are the clients. So there is nothing that is a conflict of interest there. Remember, I'm watching brief on Meyiwa's family. Now, the arrested people are uniquely that alleged to be the killers of Senzo, Robert Meyiwa, are my client now, being the watching brief. So, because what the families of these 5 people and the Meyiwa are all of the same voice to say, no, you are not. You are not the people who killed our son. And they say, yes, we are not.
So I wonder, Advocate Teffo, as you are consulting with them and these versions that they probably are telling you as your clients now, why do they believe then that they were now arrested for this, if you say that they are not the correct people? And according to your investigations, where do the answers lie here?
Bongi, I've consulted. And what I've heard, as we know that you said the lawyer and the client privilege. But I will speak the relevant things here. I want to talk the substance of the matter, which is that where we are now, as your question is that Yesterday, I spoke to the leading investigating officer in the 636, being the Brigadier Kininda. I'm talking to you now on the 28th of this month. We are going to have a meeting. The defense of the 5, the prosecution, and the police, whereby we are going to talk about, it cannot be that in the same scenario of murder, there are 2 theories, and there are 2 groups, and there are 2 different cases. So one case of the wrong theory, which does not give a sense to the public and the international community, it must fall. And this case that has got a genuine theory, which is say nobody entered that house, that case must remain. And once that case remains, which is a 375, the relevant people must be arrested now, which are under 375, there's a contemplation of 7 people must be arrested, not 5 people, 7 people, because they saw what happened. And those people have incriminated themselves in the sense that the people are not, they say, yes, Senzo was, we saw Senzo. We saw what happened to Senzo. And there were even this contradicting theory from the same group saying that, firstly, it was Senzo was shot by mistake. Then when we are still listening to, there will be explanation of how did mistake happen. Then there were 2 people entered in the house to rob, with the intention to rob. So now, what did they rob? Who did they rob? And then thereafter, there is now the theory of mastermind. October 2020, Minister Pekikele went to the Meyiwa family in Umlas, and he told the mother that the so-called mastermind is Kelly Kumar, the whole minister. And we don't understand on what capacity did the minister go to Umlas and tell Ms. Meyiwa that Kelly Kumar is the mastermind that we are talking about in case number 636. And then why Kelly Kumar is not arrested today?
So what you're saying, Advocate Teffo, when did this happen between the minister and the mother?
October 2020.
Who do you think is being protected here?
Pardon?
Who do you think? Because I'm listening to what you're saying, and you're saying that yes, you're saying you've done investigations and you've looked at both, these cases as you allege. Yes. Who do you think is being protected according to your own investigation?
Protection, I won't say protection per se, but protection is there. What is going to happen is that.
But being protected from facing the music.
Yes,
is there an effort that appears to be put in place here to conceal the truth? Because I'm listening to what you're saying, and if your allegations are proven true, and the viewers, I'm sure tonight, are probably drawing the inference that there's a concealing somewhere that is probably happening.
The 7 people are protected, Bongi, straightforward. No jigga about this. And those 7 people who were in the house, at house number 135-11, Kutanu Street, Mzamo section, Fosloras, are protected. And what we know, without getting into the merit or the substance, they're relevant to, because there has been a lot of judges since this matter. 7 years is too long, Ebongi. All along, there has been the judges of the Court of Public Opinions, whereby innocent people will be judged, and the wrong people will also be judged, but judged in a correct way. But innocent people will be judged and in a wrong way. So now, to end up the judges of Court of Public Opinion is that 7 people who were in the house on the 26th of October 2014, they have to go to court and explain to the nation what happened to Senzo on that day. Because why I'm saying this, it is a known fact. It's undisputed, Bongi, that the murder weapon was brought by one of those people, 7 people. And the 2 bullets were shot in that house, one on the floor. And the second one ended up grazing the chest of the deceased. See? And just to make, as you say that, today people must sleep doing homework. 2 bullets that have been shot, and 1 shot by the person who brought the murder weapon. And the second bullet was not shot by the same person. Make your homework. Be judged.
Okay. Advocate Teffo, wait. Let's clarify this. You're saying there's 1 shot that was fired that was on the floor.
On the floor.
And then there's another shot by a different person. Is it the same murder weapon?
It's the same murder weapon.
But
and
a
that
different
murder weapon
person.
is not. Pardon?
So from what I'm listening to, could there have been a scuffle where the gun or the murder weapon may have exchanged hands to then be fired by another person? Because I'm trying to follow what you're saying here. If you're saying that 1 bullet on the floor, 2nd bullet fired but not the same person, explain that particular theory to us.
The murder weapon brought by someone of the 7th who came late and shot on the ground because there was something that he wanted to know. He didn't get the right answer. And then after the shot on the floor, there was a scuffle. But for that scuffle, Bongi, there was no accidental firearm shooting. There was no discharging of the firearm accidentally. The scuffle to disarm the person who brought the firearm in the house was successful. It happened without any discharging.
Okay.
For the very first time you hear that.
So now...
There was a scuffle.
Okay, so there was a scuffle after this person who came in demanding answers, right?
Yes.
And shot on the floor. Then the scuffle, as you are saying, was everything happened and there was no one shot during the scuffle accidentally. So
for the very first...
The person who you are saying fired the 2nd shot may have fired it deliberately, if I'm hearing you correctly?
Yeah, the scuffle, the owner of the firearm was disarmed firearm successfully, no discharging of the firearm. And then the firearm, let me be direct. Actually, the scuffle was between the deceased and the person who brought the firearm, who came with the firearm. And then the deceased overpowered the person who brought the firearm. And there were others who approached to assist. And then the firearm ended up in the hand of someone. So as I said that, there was no accidental discharge during the scuffle. And when this firearm discharged for the 2nd bullet, it was after maybe 3, 4, 5 minutes after the scuffle is done. So now, as to is a mistake or deliberate, that's the answer that needs to be informed. That's the answer that needs to be told in the court.
So the 2nd shot is the one that then subsequently led to the death of Senzo Meyiwa?
Definitely. From different persons.
I'm keen to know here from your investigation, and as you are alleging that there's 2 cases here, does it appear as if the witness statements are different in both dockets? Because if you're saying 636, which was opened in October 2014, and 375 in January 2019, these are 2 cases. So I'm sure you've gotten access to those dockets if I'm to believe. The witness statements, are they the same on both versions?
Good question. Let me start from there. Minister Kele was appointed by Ramaphosa on the 26th of February 2018, while he was the so-called caretaker president. He appointed him to be the Minister of Police, 2018. Mr. Ramaphosa. Immediately after his appointment, Minister Kele called everybody who was involved in the investigation of this matter, for which, for your information, BZ, this matter has been investigated by more than 70 people. So he called all those who were involved, and he said, tell me the progress. How far are you? What is happening with this case? They told him what they told him, then he was not happy. He said, we are all fired on this matter. I'm now appointing Lieutenant Colonel Buthelezi and Warrant Officer Makubu from the Hawks.
Was he not right, though, to do that? Because if it's over 70 people investigating a case and they are not making a breakthrough, do you not then, as the boss, realize that, okay, you guys are not doing what you're supposed to be doing, let me put people that can do the work?
Definitely. But let's check. Who did that? Was Birgit Kere the right person to do that as a minister? No. What was Tole doing all along? Why didn't this thing? This thing was supposed to have been done by the Deputy National Commissioner overseeing the detective in the police, not the minister. Why should the minister be involved in the operations of the police? If you check, I written the letter to the president yesterday that Minister Birgit Kere has violated Section 96 of the Constitution by involving himself in this case, in these two cases in particular. Why would you fire the police? Why are you related to the police operation as a minister? Your job, your duty is to be in the parliament and create or formulate the statutes. You are not there to be police. You should not act as if you are the head of the detective as a minister.
Advocate Teffo, I'm really hoping to see that letter, but I'm going to go back to this question and I'm hoping you can answer it, very briefly. Did the witness statements change in both the dockets? Because that's also very important to know. If the witnesses are giving a consistent version, or our story is changing.
Yes, sorry, I've got too much information. Yeah, that question, I didn't overlook it deliberately. Yes, the reason I started there, it was that I wanted to come to say, for your information, that then Makubu and Butheleza are confirmed by the minister to say, now you be the one investigating. It was 2018. They've investigated. And as I said, you are talking about the seasoned investigating officer. In that case number 375, for your information, which was opened later in 2019, there are 14 witnesses and with their statements in case number 375. And then this case 636, which is now in the public domain, which is now before the court, people have appeared 3 or 4 times. We don't know. I don't know their witnesses. And the only thing that I'm waiting to, actually, as I said, on the 28th, next week, Tuesday, myself as a defense, because I will be meeting the investigating officer and meeting the prosecution, Advocate Malesela. That's where we are going to make the exchange of the dockets, because we are just newly appointed. These people were previously using the legal aid. Now, legal aid is out, is a private lawyers now. On the 28th, we've got a meeting whereby we're going to collect it. But what I can tell you is that 14 statements are on the 375, and those statements, they've never changed. And then amongst them, just one thing, one very important issue that I can tell you is that the witnesses, even those people among the 7, they've written their witnesses, the statement, whereby they are explaining the kind of the firearm. That firearm has got the wheel in, so the 1, 2, 3. You see? So now, in the investigating officer of 636, being Brigadier Kininda, they said they've got the firearm, the murder weapon, which is totally different to what has been explained in the statements of the witnesses, those who were in the house on the 26th of October 2014. It's so mystery.
Okay.
So it's a mystery. Yeah. So I spoke to, even to Mr. Twala Chico. It was on the 26th of November. It was Friday. I introduced myself to him, and then I explained to him the purpose of the call. So Chico said, okay, Advocate, I think for the very first time, I talked to the people who is giving me the sense. Because if you talk about that case, at one stage, I received a letter from Birgit Kere. And that letter was a surprise to me because I was not at that house. Yes, my son was there. And Kelly was there. It's a Kelly's home. They were there. I know to be related to these people. But police cannot just follow me. My son is an adult. If he's suspected to have done something wrong, police arrest him. Kelly is an adult. If he's suspected to have done something wrong, the police must arrest him. They must not come to me, because now it's not fair, my brother. You're saying to me, it's not fair, my brother. Now I've been vilified by the social media. I'm the wrong person. I was not there. Why police can't do their job? Yes. I've never stopped them to arrest my son. I've never stopped them to arrest Kelly if they have to arrest anyone. But Advocate, the police must just leave me alone.
Advocate Teffo, I wish we had more time, but thank you so much for your time this evening. I think that, as you say, that there's going to be a meeting that will take place. We'll still talk to you, because then we'll also like to know more details about what exactly is going on here. And we'd like to also give the police ministry a right of reply, because you've made some serious allegations against the police commissioner as well as the police minister. And also would like to reach out to Mr. Chikotwala as well to, also speak to them about these particular developments and these allegations. But thank you so much for your time, and we'll watch these developments very closely. We do appreciate it. That was Advocate Malesela Teffo. He is the lawyer for the Meyiwa family, and also now he's the lawyer that's now representing the men that have been arrested in connection with the killing of Senzo Meyiwa. We're really going to do our homework here and try to get for those to respond who have been linked to what exactly is going on here. But let's then give you